Hello lovelies, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. I am feeling quite warm again. The temperatures start again. Yeah, I'm feeling quite warm. It's not hot, it's just that, high humidity again. And when that humidity wumps up, anyway, I have my fan if I need it. I've got my water if I need it. In my lovely Virginia mug. I've tried to coordinate today. So, right, well, I thought we'd have a quick little catch up. Well, I don't know how quick it'll be, but we'll have a little catch up because, gosh, the days are whizzing by at the moment. Really, really whizzing. We're coming up to the end of July. I feel like I haven't even had June yet. It's a bit of a haze, what's going on. But I think actually, I am getting, sorry, something in my eye. I am getting a lot done, lots of ticks on lots of lists. So yeah, although time is whizzing by, I'm getting done what I wanted and needed to get done. So today, so sort of following on from that last video with buying a laptop, after having been to Curry's and made that video, I then did telephone to the company that Paul and Richard use, and it was great. What a world of difference. It's still a little bit anxiety inducing for me just because I don't know what I'm talking about, but I wasn't, I'm not in a huge shop with loads of people around and the cacophony of tinned music, piped music and all that. Plus, the person I was speaking to was obviously much, much more knowledgeable than that member of staff at, the high street shop. Because just by the questions he was asking me, so I started the conversation by saying, look, I'm going to be totally upfront with you. This sort of stuff, I don't know what I'm talking about and it makes me a bit anxious. So we're going to have to go slowly. Let me tell you what I need. So I did. And I said, look, this is basically what I use my laptop for, X, Y, and Z. So he said, okay. But then he was asking me really good questions, which the guy in the high street shop hadn't. So he was asking me things like, how long are your videos? Because obviously the longer the video, the more processing it takes. So yeah, that was really useful. He went through a number of variations of either a pre-built laptop or a laptop that they would build for me, with just a couple of changes of spec. But actually, he said this pre-built one, it's going to more than do. He said, put it this way, I can't remember his exact words, but he was saying it's going to be like driving a Rolls Royce, whereas I've been driving an old banger for 10 years. So that was really reassuring. But I did say to him on the phone, I said, look, can you send me this information in an email? I want to be able to read it, look at it, digest it. Because when you're on the phone, it's all a bit like, information overload, isn't it? And I'm definitely the kind of person that, because I'm so risk averse, I don't want to be purchasing something that's not right for me or not totally right, because it's a big expense as well, isn't it? If I muck up and get the wrong thing, kind of stuffed, aren't I? So anyway, yeah, he was perfectly happy to do that. Sent me details, both of the pre-built and the one that they could build for me, so I could digest it. I had a bit of a moment of, because the card reader in both cases was one of the mini cards, one of the micro cards, whereas the cards I use in both my cameras are the standard size. So that was a little miniature freak out, and I go, oh no, I can't get it then. But of course, what I can do, I buy a new card, which is a micro card within a standard size adapter. So that's what's in the camera today. Fingers crossed it works. I have tested it. Not on the computer, I've tested it anyway. So now that should be coming today. Yay! I'm just keeping half an eye on the time. I have been given a time slot. If he comes a bit early, there's every possibility there'll be a buzz and we'll be interrupted. So it's arriving today. I was pleased with the price as well because it was right at the bottom end of what I had wanted to pay. I know a few of you suggested getting a reconditioned one. However, once bitten, twice shy. I was sent a reconditioned one once as a gift, and it didn't work. There was something like, if I remember correctly, 3 of the numbers, it's the keyboard, 3 of the numbers didn't work, 6 of the letters didn't work, and 4 or 5 bits of punctuation didn't work, including the full stop. You can't do anything without a full stop. Anyway, so that, unfortunately, that sort of put me off reconditioned ones forever. I just can't afford to have, I don't mean money-wise, I can't afford to have anything dodgy in terms of the computer. This is my work. It needs to work and be reliable. Anyway, so, yes, pleased with that. Message to Paul to say thanks for all your help, because it was a real help. So, yeah, tick. Now, it's going to arrive today. I'm not going to touch it, because I know what I'm like. I'm going to get my knickers in a twist and get in a tizzy. So I've allotted the weekend that's coming. I think when you see this, it will be the weekend. But I'm going to give myself the whole weekend with the new computer to set it up and make sure I've got my video editing program on there and things like my security and all those bits and bobs. I want to set it up in a way that's as close to possible as my current setup so that I'm familiar, but I might tweak a few things because here's an opportunity, isn't it? It's a new day. So have a think about what the setups on my current, I'll call it my old now, my old laptop. Are there any setups which are a bit clunky? Could I use this time to change those and streamline things? So I'm going to give myself the whole weekend for it so I don't feel any kind of time pressure. And at the same time, of course, I'll have my old computer still, so I don't have to panic and think, I can't get the new one working, and therefore I can't work, because I've still got my old one. Yeah, proceed with caution. And also, I know, having said I know I'm going to get my knickers in a twist, I should not use words like that. I don't mean knickers. I shouldn't say that today, because actually maybe I won't get my knickers in a twist. So I shall try to start the process with an open mind, a big deep breath, and say, you know what? I can do this. I definitely can do this. Okay, good. So that's actually a big thing off my mind. It's not quite off my mind because I've got to do the setup and that, like I say, I am a bit nervous. But the main thing is now, thank goodness, that I will have that new PC. Hopefully it means that the work I do will be a bit quicker on there, won't be tied to it for hours and hours. I'll still keep my old one. I'll have a little therefore I'll have a backup. That is going to be a big weight off my mind. Yay! Right, also, not only but also, it's been really busy. Yesterday I had my gorgeous boiler people in. I say people because it's a family business. The son was with me yesterday. When I first used their company, gosh, it's nearly 20 years ago. The son was in his late teens and he was apprenticed to the dad. Fast forward to now, that son, the apprentice, is fully grown man with his own son. So the boiler was serviced, but not only that, I have it serviced every year. I've maintained it perfectly. They've also given me a load of documentation to, I don't know, cost, brilliant. I mean, I paid for the service, but I've got all my documentation now with the service history, the maintenance, the safety of it, etc., which will be great for me to add to the house pack when I put the flat on the market. Now, when you're marketing a property, it's not like renting. I don't have to have a gas safety certificate because I'm not renting it, selling it. It's just one of those things I think that may help a little bit. It'll be reassuring to someone purchasing to know, okay, yeah, the boiler is 7 years old, but it's been perfectly maintained, serviced, it's immaculate. Hopefully it'll go for another 10 years, who knows. So that was great to get that done. And it's so funny when I just love them all to bits. They actually installed my heating 20 years ago, because when I moved in here, there was no heating, there was no boiler, nothing. And one of the reasons I chose them was the dad, the main guy, I call him Super Mario. He looks like Super Mario. So when Super Mario first came, he didn't patronise me as a woman. He didn't ask to speak to my husband, as one of the companies did. Oh, I think we'd better speak to your husband. He listened to my ideas of placement. I worked out where I wanted the placement of all the rads in order to minimise the yards and yards of tubing, copper piping going all over the flat. He was great, but also I just liked him. He was fun, he was chatty, I just clicked. And for me, I've said this before, yes, I need skilled tradesmen. I want tradesmen with the best possible skills. But also for me, there has to be that kind of emotional click thing as well, because they're in my home. I don't want the bad jujus in my home. You know, I want nice people in here, good people, fun people. Anyway, so yeah, all these years, and what I love about all of them is they're all chatty. So let's say a service takes half an hour, I book them for 2 hours. They're here for 2 hours because we end up chatting. And yeah, yesterday it was lovely because the son, the now grown-up son, he was showing me, he's got a new camera, it's his hobby. He was showing me photographs of this beautiful eagle he'd been photographing, a sea eagle, at a centre, not in the wild. And then pictures of his son. His son is now like 9 or 10 or so, big boy. Doesn't it make the difference? I feel like I've been blessed for the most part with the people that I've had coming and going in my life, that they are just warm, decent people. We were joking yesterday, saying he was saying about how in some houses he goes to, there's no chat, it's very formal. He said it's a bit weird, you know, you go in, you do the work, and he's like, he said obviously I'm respectful of whoever's home I'm in. He said, but I far prefer coming to homes like yours where we can chat. And I was laughing, saying I feel like you've grown up with me, because the first time he was here, he was literally, you know, not quite a spotty, but he was, like a spotty teen. Bless him. Anyway, so that is done. Tick. And obviously I will use local. It's a local family business, and this is why I'm always banging on about shop small, shop local, shop independent. The mum of the family, she runs the office, does the invoicing and all the bookings. And I literally rang the other day and I said, hi Elle, it's Vivi at flat dirt. She went, oh, hello. Oh yeah, we need to do a service, don't we? Chat on the phone. She knows who I am instantly. There was a time when, I think it was at the last service, when it was the dad doing the service. Don't know how we got onto the subject, but I said something about, a mate of mine, a local friend of mine, is in the painting and decorating trade, but I said he's just retired and I need to find a decorator to do. I think I was talking about the hall. And he went, do you mean Gary? So my boiler guy knows my friend from the allotment. Dirt, small world, small, local, lovely. Done. Sorry, I didn't mean to, might have to have a fan moment. I didn't mean to digress so much already. Yeah, but that's a tick. And it's one of those jobs as well, I'm happy, that's a good tick, because it's one of those things where it's an appointment, it's a specified time. So with so many of the other bits and bobs of jobs I've been doing, it's a case of, oh, well, I can slot it in here, slot it in there. Sometimes I'll do a job at 2 a.m. if I'm still wide awake. But when it's a service like that, when someone's got to come into the house, I like getting those things ticked off because, yeah, appointments, juggling appointments and having to work around their schedule. So that's done. Anyway, now talking of appointments, in a couple of days' time, I have got an appointment with solicitors. Yay! Finally, I'm engaging a solicitor. It's all moving ahead. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't used a solicitor for 20 odd years since last time I moved in here. And I was trying to remember, and I was thinking that solicitor, I first used him in, I think it was 1999, to do my will. And then I used him for that first house, then for that flat, and then for this flat. So I used him 4 times over up until about 2003. He was great. I really liked him. He was old. He was really quite old. I mean, way past retirement age. There was something very grandfatherly about him. Mr. W. I won't say his actual name. Yeah, there was a sort of an old school formality about him that I really liked. Oh, Miss Gregory, please. And then proffering a seat to me. When I'd walk into his office, he stood up. There's your seat, you know, indicating the seat. I sit down, then he sits down. Proper old school. Yeah, he was a weird combination of that sort of quite formal, and also his office was proper old school as well, you know, mahogany lined, was it mahogany? I don't know, but a wood panelled room, very kind of, very masculine, very sort of, yeah, old boys club, old school, you know what I mean. Anyway, that combination of that sort of formality, but this incredible sort of genial face, granddad, I want to cuddle you. Anyway, so I didn't even try to ring that office because A, 2 things, well, A and B. 1, I assume he's either dead or he has actually properly retired now. I mean, he'd be in his 90s, if not into his 100s by now. But also, he's way over in wacky West London because at the time when I first engaged him, I was living in Kensington. So he's all the way over there. There's no point. I'm not schlepping all the way to West London for a solicitor's appointment. So it's someone local. It's someone who was recommended to me by a friend from the allotment. So that's booked in for next week. Now, initially, I'm going over there to sort my will out because I haven't changed it since my sister's death, and obviously it needs changing because I'd left everything to her. So that's the first thing, and then later on for conveyancing for both selling and buying. I think he has an hourly rate. I'm not sure. I might change my mind later on in terms of the conveyancing, see if they do a package. But for now, for the will part, he's got an hourly rate. So I'm going to talk quick. Actually, what I will do is, I've already had a really good think about exactly what I want to happen in the event of my death, everything. But just in terms of, say, money, so I've written everything down in terms of, it's just in terms of percentages, you know, X amount here, Y amount here, Z amount there. So I've already written down names and addresses and all that information so that when I'm face to face with the solicitor, we don't spend ages mishearing each other or trying to do the spelling. How is it spelt? What's the address? Just like literally hand it over. This is who I want. These are the charities to include. This is it. Literally type that up, please. I just thought, yeah, if I go prepared, and I think that's true for any meeting like that, isn't it? If you're going to see a solicitor, go prepared, know exact. If it's like things like your will, power of attorney, all that, know exactly what you want to do with your estate. Have your names and addresses of everybody. Don't be fumbling going, oh, I'm not sure about their address. Oh, didn't they move a couple of years ago? Yeah, I better check their address. I tell you what, I'll email you later on, or I'll phone your secretary with the address. No, don't have any of that. Go prepared. So I will be going prepared. And I know, look, folk are going to say to me, oh, you can get your will done for free, Vivi, if you do it with a charity, whatever. I think there's a free will writing month each year. I can't remember if it's March or October. There's none of that around at the moment. I'm just going to go and get it done. I don't want to faff around with this any longer. It's long overdue. It's overdue since last summer. So I'm just going to get on and get it done. And besides, I needed to engage a solicitor anyway for the house move. So that's another tip. Oh, just dropping bits of paper. So what have we got? Yeah, boiler service, all that information, solicitors, the new PCs coming. Oh, I've got a couple of things next week, some insurance issues. So a couple of meetings next week to get all of that dealt with. I'm very much at a stage now where, in terms of for selling, all the little jobs, there is another thing on the go at the moment. I'm not going to go into it today, otherwise we'll be here all day. You will see in a coming video there's something else going on. We'll deal with that another day. And yeah, but otherwise, in terms of work, jobs, this, that, I'm happy with where I'm at. Now I'm into that kind of admin-y, loose ends kind of stuff. Plus, I need to get on with sewing. I really need to get on with sewing. Generate some income. Start getting some money in for all this stuff I've had to pay out for. It's fine, it's all of this has been planned for. All of this has been saved for. Well, apart from that roof out the back, that was not planned for. But everything else at the moment, solicitors, the computer, all of that, I have planned for that. I've been planning for it for years. So I've been saving. So yeah, it's horrible having to spend so much money. However, that's what the savings were for. So it's not a worry so much as, well, I hope I don't need to do anything else now because savings accounts are empty. But anyway, yeah, in terms of with the flat, I need to get on with some work to generate income. That's going to be my focus. But then in another couple of weeks' time or so, the very last thing I need to do is there's going to be a little tiny slight bit of a rearrangement of things in here. Nothing vast. It's tweaky stuff. Really small details. I've had a little notebook on the go since about January that's specifically about this. It's a little book of details of, oh, don't forget that and don't forget that and oh, because you'll probably will, and then you'll go, oh, I wish I'd done it. And it's all about the tweaks and rearrangements so that, and then another big clean, get the agents in, get the flat valued, pick which agent I'm going to go with and get the photos done. So we're at that stage. I'm at that stage now of, I think by the end, yeah, I reckon let's hope, I plan that by the end of August, I've had the agents in and I'm ready to market. Yay! And also on that subject, didn't realise this is how this was going to go today. I know a couple of people have mentioned in various comments over the last few weeks. So I don't tell you everything in every video. Of course I don't, because quite often there's nothing to tell. But I mean this in a nice way. I'm not being snippy. Please don't take me as being snippy. But quite often people are saying, why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? When in fact I am doing those things. I'm just not talking about them because there's nothing to report. So for example, house hunting. Claudia said recently, she was like, I think you need to get house hunting now. And it's like, well, I already am. So at the moment, I'm just doing a sort of a weekly check. Now, what I haven't done yet is I haven't specifically registered with any agents. That's also going to be happening around now-ish. But I have been house hunting. I've been looking. I have been casually looking for about 2 years, believe it or not. It has been going, because if you think about it, at the beginning of 2022, there was that flat I had my eye on and really wanted to sell up near where my sister lives. It's over 18 months ago. So I have been looking, but now for the last, how long? I'd say the last couple of months, June, July, I've been looking every week in a more concerted effort. So I am house hunting now, properly. Yay! So I think that brings us up to date with all the house stuff, doesn't it? Everything is moving along as I wanted it to. All the admin-y bits. Were there any other? Have I got any other appointments coming up? The pin board. I need to be in the kitchen. Then I could, at a glance, know. I think that's, in terms of the sort of admin-y, appointment-y, phone call. I feel like I've done a lot of time on the phone in the last few days. Phone, email, all of that. Because also with all the house stuff that's going on, besides me. But yeah, I think it's all in hand now. So, yay. It's kind of like, I was thinking the other day, just have a week off. Have a week off. Don't do anything. Just lie on the sofa reading all day. And I would quite like that, but yeah, I need to work. I need to, do me sewing and what have you, and then hopefully, like I said, by the end of the summer, I'm ready to market. I mean, at the moment, there's no hurry to market because I haven't seen anything remotely that I want in terms of purchasing. That's a whole nother story. Right, I'm beginning to waffle. So, everything's going according to plan, according to that little plan I made for myself last Christmas time or whenever it was. The only thing that hasn't gone to plan this year, quite how I envisaged it, was I thought I'd be on the sewing machine before the end of July. Maybe I still will. Sorry, I was thinking the other night, I regret that I haven't started sewing earlier, but actually there's no point in regretting it, because there's no point me beating myself up about that, because it doesn't change the past. But also, actually, what I have been doing is I've just been prioritising everything to do with not just my flat, but this entire building and moving. So I'm going to forgive myself. For being a bit tardy with my stitching. Right, that's all I have. Oh my God, I've got a whole pile of stuff here I was going to talk about that I haven't quite got round to. Oh, I will just mention, because I've got it sitting here, this, just very quickly before we go, I think this is going to be a quickie today. Oh my goodness, a quickie from Vivi, it never happens. When I was talking to the lovely chap at PC Specialist, they're called PC Specialist. You can find them online, but you can call them. And you can go online and you can build your own online. But I did it via the phone because I really needed to I had to hand over control. People sometimes criticise me on here of saying, oh, Vivi, you never ask for help. You need to learn when to ask for help, You know what? I do ask for help. I ask for help when I need it. And when it comes to computers, I know that it don't mean a Scooby-Doo to me. All those words, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Anyway, why was I mentioning that again? Oh yeah, because he was asking me about the length of my videos. And I said, last Christmas was about an hour and a half. And he went, what? And I said, yeah, I'm a chatterbox. So this is going to be a quickie for me. But just to say about this shampoo. So this goes back to the beginning of February. I bought it as a sort of, I didn't buy it. It was one of those sample offers. Try it for free and you pay the postage. The The postage was £3. I got 3 different bars. The idea is it's all plastic free bathroom stuff. There was a facial cleanser, a body soap and a shampoo. This is actually full size, it's not a sample. So it worked out with the postage, it worked out that each bar cost me £1. Shampoo bar for £1. Now, then a little bit later I did a video about how much I spend on sort of bathroom and personal hygiene necessities. Folk have been saying to me, you know, we know how much you spend on your groceries, but what about in the bathroom? How much does all that cost you? And in that video I said that, well, apart from the fact that I quite often get things like this for birthday or Christmas, I really, you know, I probably only need 2, maybe 3 in the course of a year. And a few people were a bit aghast at that, and someone said, that can't be right, mine only lasts a month, da-da. My last shampoo bar, I literally finished it, the wash before last, I've used this once, was my Tiggy's bar that I opened before, it was just before Christmas, because I remember when I was opening it thinking, I'm sure I was given this last Christmas, so just before Christmas, so December, and I've just finished it now right at the end of July. So it's 7 months, it's lasted me 7 months. Now, I think there'll be people out there who still don't believe me. Look, if you don't believe the things that I say, don't watch my channel, there's no point. But yeah, 7 months. So what great value. Now this one, if you were buying it full price, it's £9. And I thought, oh gosh, that's quite expensive. I'm sure Lush, because it's like the size of a Lush one. This is 50 grams. Yeah, 50 grams. The Lush bar is 55 grams. So the Lush bar is 10% bigger. The Lush bar now costs £9 too. So I think it's the top end of the mid-range shampoo bars at £9. I mean, you can go up to 25, 30 quid. I wouldn't. Now it says on the packet, up to 60 washes. So if I wash my hair twice a week, that's 30 weeks. That's 7 and a bit months. So you see, these do last more than a month or more than a couple of weeks. They definitely last. At least they last for me. So what did I think? It's coconut. It's one of their nourishing bars. The smell is lovely. It's very, very mild, the scent. It's hardly noticeable. I like that. I don't like when smells are a bit, they're too overpowering. So it's a nice, delicate scent. It lathered up nicely, washed my hair nicely. Oh, hold on. It's going to be all messy because I've had it. My hair's clean. My hair is clean. I had it in a really tight... I washed my hair before I went to bed last night and I had it in quite a tight bun on the top of my head. So it's all... Anyway, yeah, I liked it. I think it's comparable with other shampoo bars I've used in terms of it had a nice lather, it's got a nice smell, it's not too overpowering. The only thing I think about this, and I was mentioning because it says nourishing bar, is I think it's just a little bit too rich for my hair, my fine hair. Because I feel like my hair feels ever so slightly thicker today, and I don't like that feeling. So that's my only downside with it. But I think if you had thicker hair, curly hair, slightly dry hair, frizzy hair, hair, then I think you would really like this. But for £1, I ain't complaining. My hair's clean. You can see it's clean. And if it's going to last me 7 months, or even if I wash my hair 3 times a week, that would be 20 weeks. That would be 5 months. Brilliant. Price-wise, yeah, I think the price might be a little bit rich for some people at £9. I don't know how much you would spend on... How much would you spend on bottles of shampoo for 6 or 7 months? Would that equate to £9? I don't know. I haven't bought any for that long. I don't know. But if you know it lasts 6 months, for £9 you think to yourself, well, it's like £1.50 a month. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just catching you up on it because, hang on, another step. It is quite dry, warm today. I'm just catching you up on it because obviously I showed it to you when I first got that little sample box of them. I have no idea about this company. Sorry, it's called Groom. And it's kind of like, are they being a bit Scandi? Groom with an umlaut over the... And the first U is miniature with an umlaut over it. So yeah, Groom. Where are they? Stockport. Stockport, maybe that's just the import. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, not selling, not preaching, just catching you up on the fact that I've started this one. That last one lasted 7 months. I love the Tiggies. I've been online. I can't find Tiggies shampoo bars online anywhere. All I can find on Etsy is she sells the recipe. I don't want the recipe. I want to just buy it. But anyway, so yeah, actually that's a point. Tiggy. It's spelled Tiggy '(S), Tiggies. If any of you locate Tiggies shampoo bars, please, please tell me, because they are absolutely, hands down, the best that I've ever tried. And I've tried a lot over the years. But yeah, there we go. Right, that really is enough, isn't it? I will see you all again soon. There are a couple of videos already made that are coming out. There's a bit more house stuff. Oh, and there's a really fun cleaning hack experiment thing that I tried. I've known about it for years and I finally gave it a try, but that's in about 2 or 3 videos time. Oh, I know what's coming up in the next video. It is filmed already. Yeah. Woo! Put your big girl pants on. It's the roof. Scary. Don't worry. Come with me out on the... You're not going to... If you have vertigo, you're not going to get vertigo. There are no horrible shots of big drops. But yeah, it's quite an exciting one, the next one. Until then, please look after yourselves. If you're getting a chance with some sunshine, I hope you're all, goodness me, I hope you're all getting something from your gardens this year. I know literally everybody I know that grows is a bit glum about their gardens this year. So I hope maybe just 1 tomato, 1 cucumber, something. Look, you know, if you're not getting veggies from the garden, at least just try to enjoy being outside in the sunshine with the birds' song. If it's an allotment with your pals down at the allotment, yeah, just try to get something from it, even if it's not veggies. All right, gorgeosities, I'll see you really soon. Woo! For the scary one. Until then, cheerio.